Good morning, everybody. My name's Sheilin Herrick. I'm the Director of Marketing here at SOS Online Backup. We'll wait just a minute for some other participants to get on the line, and then we'll get started. In the meantime, if I could get a quick audio-visual check for you, let me know that you can hear me and that you can see my screen. You should see a nice title slide that says SOS Online Backup Landing Page Best Practices. So once you let me know that you can see everything okay and that you can hear me, and wait for a couple other people to get on the line, and we'll be able to get started. Okay, we've got everybody saying that they can hear me okay, so that's excellent. Let's go ahead and get started. In this webinar, we are going to talk a lot about the online backup industry and what the opportunity is for you as an MSP and an online backup reseller, and just as an IT reseller and consultant in general. We'll talk about the SOS 360-degree Partner Program, what technical features are available with our SOS ServerSave product, which is what most of our partners are interested in. We'll talk about our data centers in the UK and in South Africa. And then we will talk about 3 landing page best practices. Sorry about that typo there. We'll go a bit over pricing, and then I do apologize today. We're going to have a bit of a shorter product tour than we usually do. Derek Wood, our partner product manager, is not available to join us. But we will take a look at a lot of the great things that you guys get after you become partners here at SOS, a lot of the sales tools, and also crowdsourcing and development tools that we involve you guys in. So what's going on in the online backup industry? It's a pretty exciting time to be in online backup and a very exciting time to be selling it. SOS is a leading technology provider for consumer and SMB backup. We've won PC Magazine's Editor's Choice Award over 4 times. We have over 500,000 active customers and over 900 value-added reseller partners like yourselves. And like I just briefly mentioned, we are constantly developing the product and taking into account your requests as partners and making sure that we've really got the best product available for you for managing your online backup business as well as doing backups. So what makes us want to do this? What makes us really want to be the best in online backup? Number one, we love it. Here at SOS, we're really passionate about data protection. And then secondly, there are a lot of macroeconomic trends that are propelling online backup adoption. So if you look at the upper right-hand corner of the screen, you can see just your standard old bell curve innovation adoption life cycle. But this bell curve is really important to online backup because we are sitting right in the early majority area. This may even be a little bit premature. We may not quite even be there yet, but nevertheless, for talking purposes, we are still in an area of the market maturity, where people know what online backup is, but very few of them have actually adopted it. But people knowing what it is the first step to getting them to adopt it, so it's pretty important. And IDC confirms what I just said. IDC is a large-scale analyst firm that monitors IT management and technology activities all around the world. And they do a lot of surveys with small and medium-sized businesses as well as enterprises. They did a survey in 2010 that confirmed that 16% of companies that they surveyed are currently using online backup. 69%, a whopping almost 70%, are evaluating it or planning to use it. That is huge, absolutely huge. That perfectly represents your market opportunity. And guess what? They want unified solutions from one person that can provide it to them, which is ideal for you as a managed service provider. So what are the macroeconomic trends that are propelling online backup adoption? Number one, very clearly, is expansion of internet bandwidth. So depending on what country you're in, you of course have more internet bandwidth and less restrictions on what you upload than in others. I know in South Africa you do have a good deal of restrictions on what you can upload, and we're going to talk about that in one of the trends that we're seeing in online backup is a combination of local backup and online backup. We do have a data center in South Africa, but the trend for local plus online backup is sometimes referred to as hybrid. And the reason that people are doing that, of course, is to quell some of their internet bandwidth issues, but they still want to use the power of encryption and the power of restorative technology that are available within an online backup software. So it's still very valuable there. Another thing that is propelling the growth of online backup adoption is decrease of hosted storage costs. So once you do build your machine or you do get your data up into the cloud, it is much cheaper to keep it there. Also, I alluded to this earlier, the technical sophistication of the population is improving greatly all the time. So people mostly know what the cloud is. If you walk down the street and you mention cloud backup or keeping some data in the cloud, most people probably know what you're talking about. The amount of data that people are storing and creating is much larger than it ever has been before. We're recording this webinar right now, so I'm creating data as we speak, and of course I want to keep it because this is about half an hour, 40 minutes of my life and your life, and it's information that we want to get to later, so we want to keep it. So if SMBs are really propelling the online backup adoption, what are they looking for? How can you make sure that you're providing them exactly what they need? I'm going to tell you. And this information is also from analyst surveys done by IDC and Gartner and Forrester and similar groups like that. So they are all external market research information that corroborates what we're all here trying to do, which is get online backup in the hands of small to medium-sized businesses. And what these guys are looking for is a single total business protection solution that has coverage for workstations, servers, laptops, and mobile devices. And think of mobile devices also as mobile endpoints, because many companies are giving laptops to their employees and expecting them to take them home, take them to other meetings, etc. Those need to be protected too. They're still company information. They're still employee information. They're very valuable pieces of information that employees are creating constantly. And they contain the #1 most lost type of information, which is customer information. And of course, your customers wouldn't like that, would they? So what is in the SOS 360-degree Partner Program? We like to call this program a business in a box. So if you are looking into integrating online backup in your business, we think about our program as an online backup business in a box. And the reason that we do is because we provide everything from the software, which is rebranded to you, all the way to a website template, which allows you to give a web presence. If you don't already have your own website, you can customize it. You can change your content, change your SEO, metadata, change the colors, whatever you like, depending on how advanced you are. And it even includes an integrated billing solution, Paygate for those of you in South Africa, PayPal, Authorize.net for those of you everywhere else. And it includes sales and marketing materials. So let's just skip over to that very quickly. I want to show you, if I can get over on my other screen, something that we call the Partner Resource Center. So this is something that we're pretty proud of. We put together for you, after you become a partner, you'll have access to all this sales, marketing, and product information. So you'll have access to administrative and training videos. You'll also have access to a whole host of email marketing templates that you can use, sell sheets that you can use, even pricing information that we've put together from our own market competitiveness surveys, and knowing what our partners typically charge for their online backup and their services. So that's all available to you after you become a partner. So not only are we in the business of online backup, but we're in the business of helping you guys sell online backup. To this point, we also have a dedicated business development manager. His name is Mike Zarudny, and his job is solely to make sure that you are selling online backup. We want to make sure that you're successful, so we've employed somebody full-time to make sure that you are. So what are some important differentiators about the SOS 360-degree Partner Program? And this is a really great time for questions. If you guys do have any questions at all throughout the webinar, please do let me know. Type them in the questions tool like Craig and Peter have already figured out how to use, and I will answer them for you. So if you have any competitive questions, pricing questions, feature questions, please let me know, and I will try to answer them to the very best of my ability. So how does the SOS 360-degree Partner Program compare against other partner programs? We offer some things and don't offer some things that we think are pretty important. We don't require hardware. So there are a lot of guys out there, like Asigra is one, who does require a hardware purchase, and it's a pretty hefty fee. It's about $5,000 to purchase their hardware. And there are other providers out there that do some things similar, and their hardware ranges in price. But we do not require that. We also offer online sales capability through our website template. So because this is a wholesale program, you would very easily be able to sell your online backup solutions through your own website, and the money never passes through our hands. It is only yours. That's why we talk about integrated billing with merchant account systems like Paygate and Authorize.net. We also have data centers in the UK, US, Canada, Australia, and South Africa. We recently launched our South Africa data center because there is so much demand in your region. And that, I believe, is located in Cape Town. It is a Tier 3 data center. We'll talk a bit more about that later. We do offer partner support 12 hours per day. So this is for administrative as well as technical questions. And of course, our program offers Exchange backup, SQL backup, and Windows backup, in addition to, of course, laptop and desktop backup. So now we're going to move on to the product suite. Again, any questions you guys have, please let me know. I'm very interested in getting everything answered for you that I possibly can, so please don't be shy. So the SOS Online Backup product suite is about as comprehensive as our partner program is in general. So when you become an SOS partner, you'll have access to selling everything on the right-hand side of the screen. So this is application data. So again, backup, bare metal backup for SQL servers, Sharepoint servers, Exchange servers, and this also includes granular recovery for Exchange servers, which is key, particularly for legal firms and finance firms. We'll also offer system data backups. This is bare metal backup for your operating systems. And we, of course, our bread and butter, offer backup for file data. So this is any type of document, image, or email. We do not discriminate about the file type that you can back up. You literally can back up any file type. If you have specific questions about that, please ask, but I have not come across yet a file type that we cannot back up. Additionally, as a partner, you have access to our partner mobile applications. So these are Android and iPhone applications that your customers can use and that are not SOS branded. So once you have customers backing up in their account, they'll be able to download these free applications, log in with their account, do a backup of their phone, or also recover data on their phone. And of course, we do offer rebrandable Mac application for those of you that have customers on Macs. Let's talk a bit more about SOS ServerSave. So this slide really pertains to the green area, right-hand side of the screen on the last slide that we just saw. SOS ServerSave is the product that most of our partners, about 90% of them, come into the program on. And the reason is because this is ideal for selling small and medium-sized businesses. It offers Exchange backup and granular recovery. So what you would do is do a bare metal backup of an Exchange server and then use the granular recovery tool to recover mail, messages, contacts, and really any inbox item. Bare metal image creator, which is the tool you'll use to do bare metal images of any of your Windows-based servers, including Exchange servers, Windows servers, SQL servers, SharePoint servers. Online Backup and Recovery Manager and Workstation Backup are a bit one and the same. Online Backup and Recovery Manager is what you would use to send your bare metal images to the cloud. So we do recommend that you use a local staging server, at which point your data will be encrypted there and then sent to the cloud. It also includes our web integration package, which we talked a bit about. This is the, I'm sorry, lost my train of thought for just a second there. This is the website template that's going to give you the ability to have a website presence if you don't already have one, as well as sell online backup on the web. And of course, access to our Android and iPhone mobile applications. We've got a question from Peter. A lot of our existing customers are on the IBM AS400 platform. Is this supported? Peter, I'm very sorry, I am not smart enough to answer that question. We can certainly get an answer later on from our chief sales engineer. I can find out who your partner specialist is if you don't know who it is, and we'll get an answer to that later on. Hopefully you're planning on staying up for about an hour or so. No problem, Peter. SOS ServerSave rivals a new breed of competitor. So you guys have probably heard of Zenith, Intronus, and eVault all out there in the marketplace. So this is what SOS ServerSave is versus those guys. Like I said, about 90% of our partners come in on this program, and the reason is because they want to sell to small and medium-sized businesses, and they want to do it well, and they want to do it flexibly, and that's what this product and this program does for you. So if you look towards the bottom part of this graph, you'll see two areas that SOS has cornered and other areas, and I'm sorry, where competitors have not cornered. This is in mobility and unlimited seats per account and transactionally consistent backups. So let's talk about transactionally consistent backups first, because it's quite important. There are two types of bare metal images. One is crash consistent and one is transactionally consistent. You want transactionally consistent, especially if you have customers that have SQL databases that are recording transactions and that are frequently changing data or moving data around. So if you have crash consistent bare metal backup, that means that it will take the picture whenever you tell it to, with no discretion as to whether or not data may be transferred at that exact moment that it's taking the image. Transactionally consistent bare metal backups are much smarter. Transactionally consistent bare metal backup software talks to the server and it says to it, all right, you're going to tell me when you're done transferring data, and when you are, I'm going to take my image then, so that it doesn't miss anything. It's incredibly important if you have any customers doing e-commerce transactions, so do keep that in mind. Also, we offer unlimited seats per account. So when you purchase an account with us, let's say you purchase 1 terabyte. You can use that 1 terabyte however you like. It's not that you get only a certain number of gigs per account, nothing like that. You can use that data on any laptop, any desktop, anywhere for any customer. We also are quite good at mobile access. So in addition to our native iPhone and Android applications, we do have the ability to access any data through what we call our My Account portal. So you really can access, stream, browse, recover data anywhere in the world. Data centers and infrastructure. So this is another area where we really stand out, and I didn't put it on the last slide because that was really about technology. This is also about technology. It's of course where you're going to store your data, but it's a different kind of competitive feature. Most online backup providers do not take pride in having 11 global points of presence. SOS Online Backup, we think it's very, very important. So we back up to military-grade data centers in London, Toronto, Los Angeles, Houston, Dallas, Cape Town, and Melbourne. So if you need to have your data backed up to a specific location within your country, do let us know. We can accommodate that for you. All data centers are secured with 24/7 watch, video surveillance, biometric credential requirements, backup generators, temperature, and humidity controls. Even SOS employees are not allowed to go to these data centers. I know what cities they're in, but I don't know exactly where they are. I cannot find them, or at least it would take me quite a bit of doing to find them. So your customers can rest assured that no matter which data center they choose, it is going to be a Tier 3 or Tier 4 data center, which means it is completely secured and also has backup generators, temperature humidity controls. The data will be safe. Safer than probably any of our houses. All right, website landing page best practices. So this is important to go over because with the SOS 360-degree Partner Program, you may elect to use our website template. And I've seen some rough website templates out there. I have seen some things that probably should not be seen by a marketing director. So I decided to put together this presentation that explains the absolute best ways to make the most use and make the most money off of your website template. They're just very simple practices that everybody can do, yet aren't necessarily obvious. The number one thing that I see as an offense is making your landing page too long. TLDR, too long, didn't read. Your landing page should consist of a single headline, ideally, no more than 2. It should have 3 or 4 bullet points, 1 call to action. So a call to action is your button that's on the page, what you're asking those customers to do, and 3 pieces of supporting information. So if you have 4 bullet points like this example here, where I say view backups, report on backups, control backups for multiple accounts, and email backup reports, why am I saying that? Well, below on this page, I explain exactly what I'm talking about. So if the user is interested in what you're telling them, they can scroll down and get more detailed information, but you're not trying to throw it all at them at the very beginning at the top of the page. Number 2 is that your color scheme should be nothing but complementary. Try to use no more than 2 colors. One is a base and one is an accent. So I've seen a lot of websites out there with 5 colors because whoever designed it just loves those 5 colors. It's not necessary. Keep it simple. It's so much easier for your customers to look at, and when it's easier for your customers to look at, the more likely they are to want to keep looking at it, and then the more likely they are to buy something from you. Fonts and font colors. This is kind of the same deal, kind of the same situation. We've got serif fonts and non-serif fonts, sans serif fonts. And that's like Times New Roman versus Arial. Arial is a sans serif font. It's so much easier to read, especially on the web. So I certainly recommend using those fonts. Again, you want your customers to be able to read things very easily and not make it difficult for them. The easier it is for them, the more likely they are to keep reading and ultimately buy something for you. Font colors are also very important. Make sure that they contrast with the background. So for example, this SOS ServerSave page that I've put up here, we use a darker font on a completely white background, which makes it so much easier for you to read. And therefore, maybe you want to keep reading. Are there any questions before I go into pricing? All right, no questions. That's cool. Please don't hesitate to stop me. Craig says not yet. All right, Craig. Well, I'm glad you're on it. Do let me know if you have any questions. So the pricing and revenue opportunity with our program is great. Again, it is a wholesale program, and we do not care how much margin you make. A lot of competitive programs will top you out at perhaps 30% or limit what you can make on each type of product. We do not do that. We have customers selling on we have partners selling on 70 to 80% margin. Now that's not necessarily possible for everybody because it depends on the type of customers that you have, whether or not you'll be able to do that. It also depends on what the market is like in your exact location. But we do have partners doing that, which is really fantastic. What we use for our own benchmark is about 30%. If you are going to sell online backup, even to SMBs, just as a commodity and not as an IT consultant and not as a managed service provider, you're selling it for probably about 30% margin, and that still isn't too bad, especially on a recurring basis. So all of our plans are flexible, and they're really on a monthly basis, and this is to help you get your online backup business started, because we realize that you may not want to make a hefty upfront investment. These are kind of like cell phone bills or ISP plans. They're billed on a monthly basis. You can add server licenses or gigabytes as you grow your business. And business development assistance is available once you get started. So when you have questions about how to market something, how to price something, how to pitch something, our business development manager, Mike Zarudny, is there to make sure that you do it correctly and feel comfortable with it. So our program starts at what we call SOS ServerSave 5. So this is the server backup to the cloud solution that also allows you to do backup for files and folders on laptops and desktops. With this comes 5 server licenses, so this will allow you to create bare metal images for 5 different servers, and 1 terabyte of cloud space. And this starts at $3.99 a month. And these are US dollar prices, by the way. I didn't think everybody would be interested in looking at two different sets of pricing in their own currency, so do apologize for that. So if we break it down, $3.99 a month ends up being $80 per month cost per server license. If you sell that for $129 a month, which is approximately 30% more, 30% margin, you'd be making $49 per month on a recurring basis from that customer. That means if you were selling the entire package of server licenses and 1 terabyte of cloud space, you'd be making $246 per month on a recurring basis. That's not too bad. Of course, our quantity pricing goes down as you purchase more. So if you were at SOS ServerSave 25, that means having 25 server licenses, your margin per server license would go all the way up to $93. That means that you would have a recurring monthly revenue of $2,300 on a monthly basis. That's fantastic. I wish I had recurring monthly revenue of $2,300. If you do have questions about backing up your data to a specific data center in your country, specifically UK or South Africa, there is a bandwidth localization fee of about 50 and 20%. So what I would love for you guys to do next after the webinar is talk to your partner specialists and do what we call an ROI analysis with them. We want you guys in this program if it's going to make you money. If it's not going to make you money, obviously it's not right for you and it's not right for us. So what our partner specialists will do is have a conversation with you about how many clients you have, what types of clients you have, and how long you expect to keep them. And this is just a simple spreadsheet that they'll do on join.me and show you everything they're doing and give it to you as a takeaway when they're done. And you'll be able to see, based on which package you buy, how much money you'll be able to make on a recurring basis. And it's completely customized to you and completely based on your input. So I certainly encourage you to take advantage of that. It's an excellent learning exercise, and really it's going to show you how you start building your business. It's basically a business plan. Every time you start a new business, any business owner does this. They take into account what they could possibly sell and to whom and how much money they could make. And if they're not going to make enough money on it, then they don't do it. I'll pause here for any questions on pricing. We usually do have a lot of questions here, so please don't be shy. Feel free to ask away. Okay. Since there are no questions, I'll go ahead and move on to our partner dashboard. This is something that we've been doing a lot of work on lately, and we're really, really proud of. This is our centralized management tool. This is how you will control all of your backups and monitor the backups that are currently going. Craig has a question. How do we deal with exchange fluctuations? You will be billed, I believe, based on whatever the exchange rate is in that month. That's a really good question. I'll have to actually ask our CFO about that. And I will find out who your partner specialist is and make sure that you get a good answer. All right, Craig? Okay, so this is our partner dashboard. This is what every one of you will get. This shows you your backup activity, all of your accounts, all of the remote backup policies that you may have deployed. It has access to the Partner Resource Center and monitoring settings. Here's where you will add new sub-accounts. You can launch your rebranding settings, launch your web package, and even manage all the backup plans that are available. And this is also your one-stop shop for all of your downloads. So when you are installing new software on your customers' computers, if you are doing it in person, you can access it here. But we did just recently launch remote deployment. And this is done through our MSI. And then what you would do as a company's network administrator, effectively, is write your own MST to do the deployment. So this is a great way to make some money really fast because most of your customers are not going to know how to do this. And for IT guys like you, it's much easier to figure out how to do that on your own if you don't already. So let's take a look really quickly at some of these reports here that are available for you. So this is your daily backup report. So you'll be able to see this for each customer. Of course, we've got a lot of failed accounts here because a lot of these are trials. That's just in our company test account. But if these were real, you'd be able to see the details of why this failed. You could just click here and go, oh, well, there were no files. There were no files with errors. There were no unchanged files. They simply didn't have anything to back up. You can also sort by the type of indicator. So I'm going to go to OK. So we have a number of completed backups. In fact, we've got one right here where the backup is in progress. So it's not really telling me what has been done because obviously it's not over yet, but I can see that it's in progress, which is quite nice. For this one, I can see that the backup took 1 second. 34 files were unchanged, 34 files were processed. And I can also have daily reports sent to a specific email address. So you can get all of your customers' backup reports sent to you on a daily basis for your review, just to let you know if anything needs to happen. Monitoring settings are also quite cool. You can update your monitoring settings for each account that you have. And we also have quick access to the Partner Resource Center here. And adding new account is a simple trip over to the website integration package. And this is also the area that you would make any changes to your website template with. Any questions about the dashboard? I do want to show you one other thing. I want to show you our new partner beta group. So we make a really, really important emphasis on constantly updating our products and listening to our partners and making sure that we're providing the best possible solution for you out there in the marketplace. And we've recently implemented something that we call the SOS Partner Beta Group. You do have to be a partner to join it. And what it is effectively direct conversations with our CEO and our product manager and our engineers in which you will talk about what you want to see in the solution and when we can possibly have it. So you do have to be a partner to join it, but there is also a section for people who are considering being partners. So in this area, you'll be able to see our entire product roadmap. So this is everything that we're planning on doing. So if you are considering becoming a partner and you want to know if we have a specific feature, your partner specialist will be able to look this up and see exactly what's coming in the near future. And here is where we have 52 open requests and ideas. And our CEO and product manager will dictate which ones have been done and which ones are planned. So you can actively in real time make suggestions. Others in the community, other SOS partners, will vote on it. Over here on the left-hand side is the voting. So you can see this one, remote control of backup sets, won with 16 votes, and therefore it's done. And so these things are happening in real time. Our engineers, product manager, and CEO are debating which changes they're going to do on a daily basis and getting them done quickly for you. Well, I am about ready to wrap up the presentation. I want to make sure that everyone's gotten questions answered. I know a couple of you had questions that I couldn't answer, and I do apologize for that, but we will follow up and get you a real answer as soon as possible. Anybody else on the line that has any questions? I will hang out for about 30 seconds or so and see if anyone's got any, and if not, I will sign off and wish you all a lovely day. All right, looks like we have no more questions. I thank you all very much for your attendance and speaking to me for about 35 minutes here. Take care.